Good evening and salutations, my Jage fans. I don't even know where to begin. I am almost speechless because, in so many ways, oh my god, I don't know what this episode is even about. I don't even know where to start. Alright, screw it, let's start now. It was disappointing. It was extremely disappointing. And it was what exactly someone said. And I kind of knew, but I was like, man, I was just going to be different because I don't remember if they actually found her body. Somebody correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, or in the comment section if I'm wrong. But I didn't think that they actually found her body. So I was thinking maybe she got out or whatever. She's going to come back and wreak some havoc. But, no, no, it's exactly what one of my subscribers said. This was a dream sequence. That was, just disappointing. I mean, Willow has a bad dream about um now killing Carly and fake Michael at this point. I'm gonna be honest. I don't care for any of the scenes that this guy is in. I really don't. I don't know what's going on with Chad Duel, but if he decides to leave for whatever reason, I just hope to get somebody new because I'm gonna be honest. This guy is not working for me at all. He's just not working for me. I know some people, bless your hearts, you actually like that version, but it ain't working for me. Okay, everything that comes out of his mouth just feels hollow and yeah, I just don't care. Um, yeah, she has a bad dream, and then she wakes up and she runs downstairs and she hugs fake Michael. I'm gonna call him fake Michael for a while. Okay, hugs fake Michael and tells both of them about the dream, and then she decides to, I guess, take a walk. And Michael was like, "Oh, I'll walk with you. I'll do this. I'll do that. I'll do this." I'm like, she's a grown ass woman. I think she can do it herself. Why don't you just calm down a minute? Even Carly's like, "Yo, listen, I get you want to be protective, but you might want to kind of chill out a little bit." So she goes to Nell's gravesite. Now Nina's there, and because it's Nell's anniversary, she starts thinking about Nell. And the thing about Nina is that in a lot of ways she lives in this so-called fairy tale land. You know, well, things will happen, and she'll claim some sort of responsibility, but it's not really her fault. It's the product of her circumstances. So she doesn't feel like she deserves whatever punishment that she gets. And I 100% agree with Carly. Um, but yeah, she has this I don't know, daydream at this point of Nell, and she talked about, oh, I'm sorry, and this, that, and the third, and then she starts talking about, oh, if Carly didn't hesitate. I'm like, I don't hear any violin, so I guess you could just keep going. So, she's like, oh, I could have been this, I could have been that, and, Nell agrees with her. But then Nell starts praising her for the fact that she blew up Carly's marriage. She blew up Carly's marriage, and, she basically was like, if I was alive, I would have been torturing them together. Because that's what kind of person that Nell was. And in this daydream, that's really, in a lot of ways, how she sees Nell. Let's think back for a minute. Before she had this fairy tale of Nell and playing down her stuff by, oh, she was flawed and this, that, and the third. Before she started going to full dingbat mode, she testified against Nell because she realized what kind of an unhinged, terrible mother and terrible human being that she was. She saw her for who she was. But oh no, now she's just doing, oh, it's poor tragic Nell and this, that, and the third. And she runs into Willow. Willow was like, I want to sit there and pay my respects for Wiley. And Nina was like, oh, that's so nice of you to sit there and pay your respects. I was like, no, 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 no. Did you not hear what she just said? She said she's doing it for Wiley. Okay? She doesn't give a damn about your daughter. Let's just be very clear about that. Nina, see, up until this episode, Nina hasn't gotten on my nerves. Nina hasn't reminded me about why I couldn't stand her. Okay? Why I genuinely couldn't stand her. And, she reverts back to this acidine dingbat that, when she starts saying things like, um, oh, I get it, you're trying to erase Nell from Wiley's life, and, she was a very flawed woman, and this, that, and the third. And then she starts trying to get on Willow. Oh, you're on your high horse, and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, Nina, your daughter was a demon, okay? She was a terrible human being. And the thing that's really crazy is that people remember all the stuff that she did to Carly and her family. There was a victim before that. Whatever that guy's name was that Nell sabotaged the boat with and tried to get whatever money that she could, and the family blocked it. That was another victim. This isn't Nell's first ride as far as just being an awful human being. Now with Chase, I mean, dude was a cop. He kind of knew what he was doing. So I'm not gonna sit there and put all that on her, even though she didn't help. But you know, the fact that Nina is all like, "Oh, she was a flawed human being," and then Carly comes in, and Carly goes in on Nina. Now, if you're a Nina fan, bless your heart. Okay, that's what I'm gonna sit there and say. Bless your heart, because I was 100% on Carly's side. Especially when she was like, pretty much what I said before, as far as, you know, just like now, she doesn't take responsibility. Like, she'll sit there and say that she does, but she acts like she doesn't deserve whatever consequences come her way. So, she tries to get on Carly, but at this point, Carly just dominates her in this conversation. Don't get me wrong, there's been times where I've had to defend Nell. I mean, when I had to sit there and defend Nina, because Carly was just getting out of pocket. Case in point, the whole Metro Court thing. When Carly decided to go behind the kitchen and getting stuff and this, that, and the third, meanwhile, like, oh, well, Olivia's my friend, and blah, 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 blah. Nah, boo. You don't own this place anymore. Okay? Out of spite, she could have just got security to kick her ass out the hotel. And that would have been funny and embarrassing at the same time. There's times where I've been on Nina's side. Clearly, this was not one of them. So Carly left, and Nina is just standing there weeping and crying, and I guess have that little pity little look on her face, like, "Woe is me, and you should feel sorry for me." Um, and well, clearly I didn't, but well, like I said, if y'all did, then hmm. So Curtis continues to act like a dick to Sonny because he didn't do a favor for him a long time ago. But with that being said, he did sit there and say that, you're crashing the party, and it wasn't like Nina was still there. So, I mean, in reality, you're not wanted, leave. And Marshall came in, and Marshall's like, well, you heard what my son said. So, like, why are you still here for? And instead of Sonny just leaving, which I still don't understand why he didn't do. They get into it, and Nina has to sit there. Oh yeah, all right, that's what I remember. So Nina had to sit there and kind of pull them apart and kind of pull Sonny away to talk to Sonny for a little bit, and eventually she wanted leaving. So at that point, I'm like, bro, you can just leave too. like she's going. You don't need to be here. Um, of course, he did run into Miss Wu, and Miss Wu wants to sit there and talk business, which they really didn't do, but she wanted to talk business and shop and everything, and talk about her relationship with Curtis and where they stand at, and all the other stuff. Now, the sad part about this scene with Miss Wu is that, well, you've been watching the channel for a while. You know that I love Miss Wu. And I said today, before I even started, before I even got home, when I was at work, and I remember watching the previews, I was like, well, Miss Wu is going to be there, so it should be something interesting. I mean, they can't possibly just have her there for, like, filler, or, they're going to utilize her. I mean, come on, this is what they do with her. And I came home and I watched this episode and I was like, God damn it. Because to be honest, she didn't really do too much of anything. Sonny was there to call attention, so that's what he did. But as far as Miss Wu is concerned, she didn't really do anything in this episode. And it disappointed me. I mean, she could have talked to Curtis and kind of reminded him, where they stand at, and, pretty much, she still got the power. But she didn't do that, and maybe, it was Trina's celebration or whatever, so it just seemed like it was pointless that she was there, and I was just disappointed because I'm like, I actually like this character. You're making her a filler now? Felt like they just could not pack this episode in enough. I almost forgot that Jocelyn Cam was there, but Jocelyn Cam was there. And they didn't really do anything except for talk about Spencer in the letter that he never gave to her. And so yeah, Trina picks it up, and Spencer's like, no, that's mine. Then Trina's like, oh, well, I got my name on it. And she talks about like 9/10 of the law or something like that. But Spencer was like, no, no, no. This was for Trina, my friend. You're not my friend anymore. And with that being said, I'm like, Trina, you should give it back to him at this point. I don't give a damn if it has a name on it or not. Give it back to him. But before she did that, she had to sit there and rehash today about why she couldn't be friends with him, and the hurt and the torment, and things could have been better, and blah blah blah. Just rehashing everything that they said yesterday. So that was unnecessary. That was unnecessary to me. But for newcomers, sure, whatever. So they finished hashing it out. I think they hug or something like that, or no. Rory came in because Rory was like, what's going on? What's taking so long? So Spencer got back the letter and he left, and that just ended that, which, to be honest, I was all too thrilled about. Oh, and the Cameron song. I have no idea what he sung because I fast forward past it, but he sung. I think if I'm really bored one day, and I gotta be really bored, I might actually listen to him. I might listen to him. I remember a couple years back, I think I listened to one song by Jacob Young, and it was good. Now, granted, I didn't listen to it since, well, high school, but when I remember it last, it was good. Maybe I should sit there and listen to it again. I gotta sit there and find out why Chad Duke hasn't been, on the show in a minute. And I don't know. There's this show called The Bank, and it usually has a lot of different soap actors on there. Um, the woman that played Courtney, I think she's still on there. And I know at one point, the actress that played Bobby and Chad Duell was on there. I don't know if they're still on there, but they're on there. They had the actress that played Kayla. They pretty much got a lot of soap opera actors on there. So I'm just wondering if maybe that's the reason why. Um, I don't know if he's on contract. I just that's the type of stuff that James would know about. I gotta sit there and hit him up sometime, find out who's on contract and who's not. Wow, they really tried to pack as many people in this episode as possible. My goodness. You had Stella that got there. She found out about the engagement. You had TJ there. You had Jordan there that was not there talking about, um, I guess, some sort of mistake that. And this story was like maybe about 2 or 3 years ago, so my head is a little bit kind of fuzzy on that. But it had something to do with Stella and a match, and with the match was like in France or something like that. Talked about that a little bit. Jordan was there asking questions to Trina about her genealogy test or whatever, and she said she took it, and then they cut it off because Cameron was playing. So that happened. Oh, did I say this? Oh, Tagger was there too. OG Tagger was there. OG Tagger was there. Um, Now, what was interesting when Stella got there, Stella was talking to. It was something that someone said that seemed like it triggered Stella's memory. Oh, something about officiating the wedding when Curtis was like, could you officiate that wedding? And so it was like, oh, how do I do that? And he was like, oh, just go online, fill out a bunch of questions, whatever, pay some fee, and you good. And it almost seemed like it jogged her memory, but it didn't, because Stella wasn't there telling Curtis, hey, just make sure your stuff is finalized because you can't get married if you're if you're technically still married. Um, So Curtis asked Jordan, and Jordan was like, I'll take a look at my papers and see what's up. So whatever wedding that they're about to have, I don't feel like it's going to happen. Or if they do get to that point, somebody's going to stop it. And I feel like what somebody said in the comment section is going to be Jordan. With so many damn people, I feel like I missed somebody. I don't know who. I feel like I missed somebody. I don't know about this episode. It wasn't terrible. The Nina and Carly and Willow stuff was fun. I can do without that dude that plays Michael. That was disappointing if I haven't said that or expressed that enough. And the whole Savoy thing just seemed like it was heavily bloated with just so many characters. I'm just like, yeah, violating some sort of like fire safety code or whatever. Yeah, I got so many damn people in that place. Anyway, and Josh still didn't sit there and tell Cam, who she was dumpster diving with, but I have a feeling he's going to find it anyway, and he is not going to be happy, which is not going to really matter because in the end, he's not going to really be with her for that much longer anyway. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see everyone in the next vid. I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know. I thought I saw something on Instagram about something either GH related. But when I took a look today, the story is gone. So, yeah. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.